Welcome to this Advanced Performance podcast. I'm John Bullock, and with me today is Nick Bishop.
Hiya, John.
Today's podcast title is Developing a Customer Excellence Culture, and we're going to go through 5 steps that you can take in order to move you towards that goal. So, Nick, kick us up. What's step number 1?
Step number 1, John, take responsibility. When
Okay.
you're with a... Sorry, John.
I was going to say, what do you mean? What does that mean? Explain what that means for us.
Okay. When you are working for any company, you are the person that matters. Whenever you deal with customers, you take responsibility. So when customers are looking for help, guidance, assistance, or when it gets worse, when perhaps a complaint develops, you have to be accountable. You take responsibility and you become the company to show that you can be world-class in everything you do, because that is the one time that you are more important to the company than the chief executive.
Ah, fantastic. That's great. So we want all individuals taking responsibility, not leaving it to somebody else, not asking their manager. We want them to empower themselves and take responsibility.
Yeah, and empowerment's a key word, because customers love people that are empowered to make decisions. So it's a one-stop shop where the person they deal with can do something that they want, fulfilling, or it might be an order, a process, a conversation, a question, but they speak to one person and he can sort it.
Fantastic. So, point number 1, taking responsibility. I like it. What's point number 2?
Build rapport and empathy.
Okay, with the customer.
Yeah, very much so. Oh, but don't forget, John, customers are internal as well.
Absolutely.
So we talk about customers. It's not just customer facing, as in someone that comes to your desk, someone that's on the phone, someone that comes to the shop. It's people you work with as well. So building rapport, we're talking about being what we call congruent. We're on the same wavelength, both emotionally, the way we feel, our body language and our conversation. So we've got rapport.
Fantastic. So rapport with our colleagues, rapport with our customers. It's a nice atmosphere. People recognise that, and it's going to help us on our way. So,
Very much so. Feelings and emotions come into that, so the way we feel, the emotions of a situation. And that, if you're in a sales or sales through service organisation, once you build rapport, you are with the customer hook, line and sinker.
fantastic. So point number 2, build rapport and empathy. Move us on straight to point number 3 then.
Adapt to a variety of environments and situations. And by that, I mean, think about the number of ways that we deal with the customer now. We have email, we have phone contact, we have face-to-face. We even have things like video conferencing. Now, don't just do what's easy for you. Adapt your situation to how you can help the customer, what's best for the customer, and consider. For example, email. You might be discerning a problem by using email. And email is quite dangerous. You have to think carefully about the wording in an email. And I like to think of an email as actually an electronic letter and not an email, and there's a difference. Face-to-face is the winner.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you're right with the face-to-face piece. But we've got lots of different technologies these days, haven't we? But I think the key point that you made for me there was use the methodology that's best for the customer, not best for yourself.
Correct. That's the key. That's the key. Customer-centric.
Brilliant. So that's point number 3. Adapt to a variety of environments and situations. So point number 4 then.
Okay, develop a seamless approach to customer excellence. And by that, I mean everywhere the customer goes, whether he speaks to you, a colleague, a different branch, comes through a different channel, they have to get the same high level of service. And the way I look upon this too is, when you're totally
You'll get your words out in a minute.
working as a team, it doesn't matter who they work with, but you know it's in such a situation that if you do something and then you need your colleague to follow that up, you know implicitly that when you work in a team properly, your colleague will do exactly what's expected. So we're not wasting time checking on our colleagues.
Yes.
You know they're going to do it
It's
for you.
being done. There's an atmosphere of trust in the team.
Very much so. And actually on that, when you talk about trust, we talk about values and vision. And unless your values and vision are totally aligned, management, staff, culture alike, you'll never totally succeed.
It's a really fair point. Okay, so that was point number 4, and that was develop a seamless approach to customer excellence. Every which way, it needs to be the same.
That's it, John.
So bring us to the last point today. Point number 5.
Whatever we do in life, create your own plan. Set your goals, set your objectives, find out who can help you, write a plan of how you're going to get there, set some powerful visions of what the customer experience will be like, and take responsibility to make sure that every day you can do something special for the customer. So don't delay, start today.
Yeah, I like it. And that brings it all the way back round to point 1 about that responsibility element, isn't it? So, just to sum up for you then, the people that are listening out to this, point number 1 in your journey to customer excellence is take responsibility. Point number 2 is build rapport and empathy. Point number 3 is adapt to a variety of environments and situations. Point number 4, develop a seamless approach to customer excellence. And point number 5, create your plan and start it today.
Do that, John, and you won't go far wrong.
Fantastic. Thank you for your time, Nick.
My pleasure, John.
Thank you to you listeners. I've been John Bullock, and we'll look forward to you listening into our next podcast in the series. Thanks. Bye now.